You cannot make this shit up. The Jussie Smollett 3.0 Rachelle Richardson Duke Volleyball saga continues. We have more social justice warriors jumping on the bandwagon, running with the narrative. Their anger, hatred, and resentment is exuding. This is outrageous, man. They're digging in the knife, just digging it in more. It wasn't enough for BYU to come out and condemn the behavior and say that they do not accept that at their university and amongst their students. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for them to put out the statement. It wasn't enough for them to make a commercial. It wasn't enough for them wrongfully banning a person. It wasn't enough for them banning the back of where everybody usually sits during their games. It wasn't enough for them. They got to dig that knife in more, even though the investigation shows that none of the allegations that Rachelle Richardson's claiming that someone in the stands, one of the students that were heckling her, called her the N-word, even though the 4K camera shows that there was no evidence that points or aligns with her story that the person that they wrongfully banned did it. Nothing. They want to dig that knife in more because it's anger, hatred, and resentment. If you didn't see my last video on it, I highly suggest to go look at it. But we got a Dawn Staley, a South Carolina coach. Pretty much, she canceled a game, all the series with BYU, saying that she doesn't want to subject her students and her team to what the Duke University volleyball player was subjected to. Now, mind you, this Dawn Staley, she's a social justice warrior. She's had her social justice warrior stuff in the past, which is something I want to point out, her hypocrisy. So there was once upon a time, I want to say it was about 4 years ago, Dawn Staley calls alleged spitting racial slurs by South Carolina fans serious and false. So there was an incident where they were playing another team and people from the stands of South Carolina were using the N-word and spitting on people. And she went to bat and stood up for them. Nobody canceled South Carolina. No one went to the degree of social justice warrior as she's doing with this false allegation claim that Jussie Smollett, Rachelle Richardson did. No one did that, but it's okay for her to do it. And this is the hypocrisy. This is why I have a deep disdain for these social justice warriors, because they're lies. They're all lies, and they're hypocrites. That's all they are. I want to play a quick video of her pretty much standing up for it and not going to apologize or condemn the behavior. So let me play this video real quick, and I'm going to give you guys my commentary.
The accusations are serious and false, and they will be handled in a manner reflective of those facts. And that's all I'm going to say about it. You got a question?
So basically, she's not going to condemn it when it happened at her school. She stood up for it. Literally the same thing that she's trying to cancel a series games with BYU, with the basketball players. It happened at her own stadium, at the school she represents. She didn't condemn it. She ran along with it, and she claimed that it was false. It's their word against yours. But here we have a situation in a completely different arena, a volleyball player's accusations compared with the basketball team. What does that got to do? They're not even in the same sport. But you want to stand up and be a social justice warrior and send a message. What is the message that you're trying to send? Because from my perspective, I think that you're a coward, Dawn. Yeah, I said it. I think you're a coward. And I hope you see this. If we take what took place in the past with Americans that faced real racism, faced real bigotry when it comes to sports, they pushed through, they showed up anyway, and they kicked ass. They put up points on the board. They won trophies. They won first place. They won World Series. They won Olympics. They brought gold back to the United States regardless of the situation that they went through, but not the social justice warrior in 2022. You want to teach people to be cowards. What is the message that you're giving to the kids? What are you afraid of? You're afraid that they might be subjected to the same thing? Oh, the hypocrisy. Oh, the hypocrisy. But it's gonna backfire on y'all. Here's an article that Fox literally just put out. South Carolina lawmakers seek answers from Gamecocks after women's basketball series with BYU canceled. I'm going to read a little bit of it. Let me scroll it up. The group of lawmakers known as the South Carolina Freedom Caucus sought clarification for the school's decision to cancel a 2-game series against BYU women's basketball team following the accusations from Duke women's volleyball player that racial slurs were hurled her way during a match against the Cougars. Even though that there's no evidence, BYU officials later said they had not found any evidence of the incident. And then it just goes on to the 14 different lawmakers. Adam Morgan, representative out of Greenville, R.J. May. And I'll let you guys go look up the article. I want to read something real quick of what they said. And they're valuable points. And the reason why I want to bring it up is because what's going to happen is these social justice warriors with their virtual signaling and them digging their knife into something that clearly shows that there isn't any evidence that backs their claims of racism. They're standing up for social justice. It's going to backfire on them. Mark my word, it's going to backfire on them. All of them jumping into the fray as if they're making a statement. What's going to happen is they're going to open up even more of an investigation. When you got stuff like this, 14 different lawmakers jumping into the fray now and saying, whoa, 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 you guys are caving into this woke ideologue, which we all know is a decay to our society. It's literally going to be the end of America as we know it. Because I have a deep disdain for these people. I don't live my life from color and, they're black and I'm black. Hell no. These people are filled with anger, hatred, and resentment. Period. I have a deep disdain for them. I can't stand them. I will continue to keep calling them out. What's going to happen is by them keep jumping into the fray and just adding more fuel to the fire on this whole thing, even though all the evidence is coming out, what's going to take place is they're going to open up the investigation even more. And they're going to say, all right, we know that the one kid that you guys already falsely accused and the evidence shows that he didn't do anything, which is probably going to lead you guys to a lawsuit. Well, let's dig into this a little bit more and watch some of the other students and see if we can find any inclination that aligns with her apparent allegations of someone calling her the N-word. That's what's going to happen. Then it's going to find out that it was completely all a lie. That's the only thing that this thing is hanging on to by a thread. They've clarified that the person that they accused didn't do it, but they're leaving it open-ended. And I think that they already know the answer to that question that we all are just assuming at this point. I think they know that no one did it, and it doesn't align whatsoever with her story that she is a complete lying ass. She is nothing but another Jussie Smollett 3.0. I used to call her Jussie Smollett 2.0, but I forgot about Bubba Wallace's whack ass with the noose in the garage. Maybe she had a noose in the locker room. These people got all this post-traumatic stress. This country's so goddamn racist. It's a lie, and I can't stand them. Let me read what they put in their letter. These 14 representatives that are putting the pressure on them for this woke ideologue and this coach, Dawn, stepping into the fray with her bullshit. Given the totality of the circumstance, it seems the University of South Carolina rushed to appease the loudest voice of the far left by canceling BYU, both literally and figuratively, without respect for the truth. Oh my God, yes, without the respect of the truth. If our citizens are to have faith in our public institutions, then they must not kowtow, which means pander pretty much in a nutshell, bow down, submit to the bullshit, to the counterfeit outrage. And it is counterfeit outrage. Dawn's is counterfeit outrage along with Jussie Smollett 3.0, Rachelle Richardson. Doing so only hurts and weakens those who have been truly harmed by bigotry and discrimination, the letter read. And instead of me reading the whole thing, I'm going to leave it right there so that the video is not too long. I highly suggest to go look up this article. This is a Fox News article that they literally just put out. South Carolina lawmakers seek answers for Gamecocks after women's basketball series with BYU is canceled. Highly suggest to go look it up. But hey, put in the comments what your thoughts are. Dawn is a hypocrite. The same thing happened to her in her school at a basketball game where people were using the N-word and spitting on people, but she went to bat and claimed that they were false and it was a lie, that she backs them, and she pretty much condoned the behavior. You got to look the article up. It's a trip, man. It's a trip. Put it in the comments. I'd love to read what your thoughts are. If it's your first time on the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell, and everybody else that's been on the ride. Y'all know my voice wouldn't be elevated to where it is today if it wasn't for y'all's support. Make sure you like, comment, and share. Like everybody else's comments. Conversate. It's your boy Craig Long 45. We do got a country to save. I can't stand these woke ideologues, these fake social justice warriors. You can't make this shit up, man. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, oi.